Good day, everyone. This is Lovely Joy Estraga of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English 2. Today, let's discuss the Module 2 of Principles and Theories of Language Acquisition and Learning. This focuses on the principles of language acquisition that you need to analyze of having acquiring language as learner. At the end of this video, you are expected to evaluate the principles of language acquisition, arrange the stages of children's first language acquisition, explain the salient of language, apply the principles of language learning for learning second language, and analyze the psychological principles of teaching English. So, are you hungry for learning? Let's start. Principles of language acquisition. The language acquisition device, or LAD, is a hypothetical tool in the brain that helps children quickly learn and understand language. LAD later evolved into Chomsky's greater theory of universal grammar. So let's proceed. Here's the 6 stages of children's first language acquisition. First, pre-talking or cooing. A baby makes cooing sounds like ooh and ah while lying in their crib. Bubbling or syllable. A baby repeats consonant-vowel combinations such as ba 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 or da da da. Third, holophrastic or one word. A children says milk to indicate that they want milk. Fourth, two-word or combination. A child combines 2 words such as more juice or big truck. Fifth, telegraphic or not orderly words. A children uses short phrases that resemble a telegram such as one cookie or go park. Sixth, multi-word phrases. A child starts forming more complex sentences like I want to play with the toy or mommy is eating dinner. General principles of teaching English. The modern approach to all language learning and teaching is the scientific one and is based on sound linguistic principles. Principle 1. Give priority to sounds. The sounds of English should receive priority. Sounds should be given their due place in the scheme of teaching. Principle 2. Present language and basic sentence patterns. Present and have the students memorize basic sentences patterns used in day-to-day conversation. Principle 3. Language patterns as habits. Real language ability is at the habit level. It does not just mean knowing about the language. Principle 4. Imitation. Imitation is an important principle of language learning. No learner by himself ever invented language. Principle 5. Controlled vocabulary. Vocabulary should be kept under control. Vocabulary should be taught and practiced only in the context of real situations. Principle 6. Graded patterns. To teach a language is to impart a new system of complex habits, and habits are acquired slowly. So, language patterns should be taught gradually and cumulative graded steps. Principle 7. Selection and gradation. Selection of the language material to be taught is the first prerequisite good teaching. Principle 8. Oral way. Experts believe that the oral way is the surest way to language learning. Principle 9. Priorities of language skills. Listening with understanding, speaking, reading, and writing are the 4 fundamental skills. Principle 10. Multiple line approach. The term multiple line implies that one is to proceed simultaneously from many different points toward the one and the same end. Principle 11. Language habit through language using. And language is the best learned through use in different contexts and situations. Principle 12. A spiral approach. The spiral approach to language learning should be also followed. Principle 13. Use a mother tongue sparingly. The mother tongue should be mergely and carefully used during teaching English. Here are the principles of language learning for learning second language. Principle 1. Children learn what they hear most. It is an instinct that children learn most according to what they hear from the people around them, even from mass media. Principle 2. Children learn words for things and events that interest them. Children love to play. Through playing, they learn words from their playmates. Principle 13. Principle 3. Interactive and responsive, rather than passive context, promote language learning. Interactive situation is recommended for learning a language rather than passive. Principle 4. Children learn words best in meaningful context. Educational materials are expensive, but children learn words most often from it. Principle 5. Children need to hear diverse examples of words of language and structures. Many children nowadays listen to mass media, especially children's rhymes and songs on television. Here are the salient of language. Language is a tool for communication. Then, learning a language involves a mastery of both skill and knowledge. Third, learners need to consider the impact of feelings on language study. And fourth, learners vary considerably by their preferred approaches to learning. Here are the psychological principles of teaching English. Principle 1. Motivation. Motivation is an important factor in language learning, particularly in learning a second language. Principle 2. Immediate correction. Do make corrections. Corrections make all the difference. Principle 3. Reinforcement. Immediate reinforcement is an important principle. Principle 4. Frequent review. An important psychological principle is the principle of frequent review. Principle 5. Correct responses. It is an important psychological principle that classroom activities should strengthen the language skills. Principle 6. Practice in everyday situations. A language is best learned when its need is felt in everyday situations. So, those are the content of our Module 2 and EL 103. I hope you learned something, everyone. Thank you.